Peace. Hope everyone is doing well in this time of pandemic and social distancing. My life has been pretty socially distanced for the last 20 years, living out here on this farm. And this has given me a lot of time to think about all the different things. But ironically, it hasn't allowed any time for me to make any videos. And I feel like it's been a long, long time. And so it's just time to open my mouth and start talking about homeopathy again. So I just completed one round of my study group. Study group is starting again. And at this time, there's no spaces available in that one. But I will say that I have other days that I'm available. So this present group that's about to run through is self-organized. So all of the women know each other somehow. And then they contacted me all together as a group, and then I'm leading the group, which I am so thankful for in a lot of levels. But it is just a real blessing because it's part of the vision that I had with doing study groups. So I hope that somebody from the group that I'm currently going to go through the study group with is then going to go on to lead their own study group in their own community and keep growing the knowledge, because I was on a call with my teacher, Joette Calabrese. We had a follow-up to a different study group, an end of the session where you get to meet with her live. And she was just really driving home the point of what the AMA, the American Medical Association, did to homeopathy in the 1940s, how it just effectively destroyed the standing that homeopathy used to have in the country. And there are so many interesting facts about how the first medical schools in America were all homeopathic, how there used to be, you know, like 100 homeopathic hospitals. It really had a very successful run and a prominent place in American medical landscape, similar to where you see all over the world. Like, you know, India still has a very dynamic homeopathy profession and how they work together. It's integrated. So homeopaths and MDs and the national health system, it all works together. And so I was just reading a really harrowing, very disturbing, you know, heart-wrenching account of an ER doc in the city, New York City. And he just said the only effective medicine we have is oxygen. And it just got me really pumped, like thinking that what the AMA did to homeopathy truly is a crime against humanity. Because I, you know, will comment in the little bit of time that I have, and actually have my phone. My children have been using my phone a lot for doing distance learning. It's the only quick connection that we have. And so I haven't been making videos. But in this one, you know, this one moment, I was able to, you know, drop some facts about homeopathy. And when I do that, it's like people are just like, oh, you know, if the allopathic drugs and everything that we have, which, you know, they think is the gold standard, if that can't do anything for the current crisis and there's no medicine that's working, you know, homeopathy could never do anything. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, all over the world, homeopaths are working with people who are suffering to suffer less. They're helping get it in the first stage so it doesn't progress. They're also, in certain countries, working with MDs in the hospital. So if people need a much higher degree of monitoring and need to be hospitalized, they can still take homeopathy because they don't see each other as mutually exclusive. So when you understand that the goal is preserving life and healing your citizens and providing them with what they need to preserve their life, it isn't an ego trip. It isn't a like, oh, my system is better than your system kind of thing. And we see it. We have evidence of it existing all over the world. So in the description, I'm going to share a link for Homeopathy Help Now Global.com. And so on my Instagram, I had shared about homeopathyhelpnow.com, which is a resource, a low, no-cost clinic that you can get in touch with online. And you can talk to professional homeopaths about this pandemic. You can hear about the different medicines that are being used by homeopaths, and get in touch with a professional homeopath now from your home. And they will tell you what medicines to take based on your symptoms, and that's how it's working. But homeopathyhelpnowglobal.com is actually the vault of knowledge. It's the place where all of the facts and the proof and the approach is detailed, with access to webinars, access to to a profile and understanding how homeopathy approaches epidemics and how they always have. So whether it's AIDS in Africa, whether it's cholera, whether it's the Spanish flu of 1918, homeopathy has always been there and has been serving humanity in these times of crisis with a really great track history.